The following announcement has been paid for by the
Mark Order.
Hey, this is JayV of the Elite Mark Order. I am here with Krillin tonight, and we're going to talk about the AEW Dynamite number 191 from San Diego, California. Cosmic Scott is unable to join us tonight. He's feeling a little under the weather, so get well, Cosmic Scott. He may be joining in to listen, so he may have some questions for us later on in the show, but we'll see if he shows up or if he's just going to take the night off. So, Krill, how'd you doing? What'd you think of the show on last night?
It was an improvement from the pay-per-view, which, as we all talked about, was just... It felt like a WWE pay-per-view, which I'm pretty sure you guys probably talked about on the podcast the other night. It felt like a WWE event. Because a lot of the times, AEW has these fantastic, immaculate pay-per-views with match after match after match after match just hitting its stride, and then everything but the two main events were just like, what the fucking hell are you guys doing? But no, last night it felt amazing. There was actually a lot of good matches, a lot of good moments, big segments, which we will be getting into here shortly, so, yep.
All right, let's kick it off talking about the opener. It was Blackpool Combat Club against Bandito and the Lucha Brothers. Lucha Brothers and Bandito are pretty over in San Diego. The crowd was loving them. Also, props to the San Diego crowd. And from the BCC was being represented by Claudio, Mox, and Wheeler. This was sort of a rematch from last week where we had it was Yuta and Claudio against the Lucha Brothers for the ROH tag titles. The Lucha Brothers squeaked that one out. So this kind of going into this one, it was almost like a little revenge match for the BCC just to build them back up after that loss. What do you think of the match, Krill?
Well, as always, you have 6 outstanding wrestlers. It was really fantastic. I mean, all 6 guys can work their asses off. Claudio's a workhorse. Mox is a workhorse. Yuta's a workhorse now in training. And the Lucha Brothers and Bandito are fantastic showmen, which we saw last night when Bandito held Yuta up for 60 seconds. And it was just, the normal flying stuff on their side, and then, the ground and pound stuff from the BCC, which, did end the match with Yuta hitting the seatbelt finisher, which he did learn from the Best Friends, which is a slap in the face still, again, because that's the second match recently that he's won with that, seatbelt finisher. Or the seatbelt
And
pinfall.
who taught him? Who taught him the seatbelt?
I believe it was Chuck Taylor.
Yes, it was. Sexy Chucky T. I'm telling you, Chucky T's domination of AEW, it's just around the corner. I can feel it's going to happen soon.
Yeah, imagine him as world champion. That'd be interesting.
I would love that. I would. I don't think anybody else would, but I would.
Now, what I do want to point out is this is something that Danielson talked about the other day on the Scrum. Is AEW is building Yuta, not Claudio. They're building Yuta up, which is fantastic because you need to build up these younger guys. It cannot just be Claudio, Danielson, Moxley, Jericho, Punk, all those guys carrying the company. You got to have newer guys actually building to build up. You got to have your Darby Allins, your Sammy Guevaras, your MJFs, your Jungle Boys, and you also can have guys like Yuta, Moriarty, Garcia, all those guys coming up together to make for a fantastic, younger roster. That's what we need. And that's what they're doing with Wheeler Yuta. They let him beat Kenny Omega, one of the few people in AEW to do that at the moment.
Yeah, they're giving you a push for sure. They just gave him a high profile victory over Kenny Omega. But you can train Wheeler all you want, and he can be an incredible technician in the ring, but is Yuta ever going to have that natural charisma where people are going to look at him and say, man, this guy is a badass. This guy, I want to pay money to see Wheeler Yuta main event. I'm hoping to see Wheeler Yuta carry the company someday. I mean, you could say that about Mox. You could say it about Claudio. People, wrestling fans have been begging for Claudio to be given a huge push like his entire career, and he still hasn't really got it. He's getting a big one from Tony, being the ROH champ right now, but is Wheeler Yuta that guy? Do you think he's ever going to be on that level?
If he sticks with Moxley, Claudio, and Danielson for a little while, and actually learns from them, not just sitting there and just going, okay, I'm half learning from you, but I'm not really caring or paying attention. If he learns from them, if he sits with them underneath their learning tree, he could end up becoming that. He picks up a lot of their charisma. Instead of just sitting there being a boring guy and just going, why am I even teaming up with you guys? I have no problem teaming up with you guys. It gives me a TV time, but piss off, fuck off. So I think Yuta might end up doing that because we do know that when William Regal's there, Yuta was actually training with Regal off screen, along with Danielson, along with Jade Cargill. So there's that right there.
Right. Yeah, I don't know if Yuta has that natural charisma that's needed. You put him next to a guy like Takeshita, and it's like, Takeshita's arm is like bigger than all we Yuta combined. It's like I don't know. I just don't know that he's going to be a top guy. I mean, he has a lot of heart. He fights good matches. I do like watching him wrestle. And we'll see where it goes. I wish Yuta all the best in his push, and hopefully
Same here.
Could start getting more casual fans interested into him, because it just seems like on all the time, I see shots on Twitter like, could you imagine Steve Austin against Wheeler Yuta? Like, it wouldn't be, Austin would destroy him, blah, blah, blah. I don't know.
Austin started out as a mid-card guy in WCW and WWE. He wasn't always this big top star like how they're trying to act like he was. That took a few years for them to build him up, at least 2 years in WWF. WWF, let me say that right instead of sounding dumb.
It took him about 20 years, I think, maybe not 20, maybe 12, 13. It took Austin a while to become a main eventer. He was a mid-card. He was stuck on the mid-card in WCW for a long time, so it takes time.
Yuta will probably end up there at the top at some point. So, all right, anything else you want to add about this match?
Yeah, maybe someday we'll change the name of the Elite Mark Order to the Elite Yuta Order, because we'll all be Wheeler Yuta fans.
I don't know if that rolls off the tongue like Elite Mark Order, so...
Just the spot of the week I thought could have been in this match. Claudio and Moxley gave Bandito a spike pile driver on the floor on the outside. And that used to be a stretcher spot. That used to be a guy's going to be out for a month spot. That used to be a guy's going to be wearing a neck brace because he just got destroyed on the floor on the outside. And now the spike pile driver on the floor is just a way to transition into the picture-in-picture commercial break, because you need guys laying around when you go to that PIP. So I think that might be my nominee for spot of the week. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
I'll give mine later on in the episode. All right.
So, okay, I'll move on to the Bucks and Hangman interview. I thought it was mostly uneventful interview, other than them saying Kenny Omega is out of the country. And then they said, well, he's not in Canada. So obviously Kenny went to Japan, allegedly, to get the friends he referenced after Double or Nothing was over. So is that Okada? Is that Ibushi? We've opined about that enough on the previous podcast about, what the next steps for the Elite versus BCC might be. Kenny's going to Japan. This is clearly setting up Forbidden Door. I don't know if it's going to be Okada or Ibushi or someone else. It could be Ishii, as Kenny is friends with Ishii, and it could also be Tanahashi. But I don't know. Kenny and Tanahashi don't get along, so I don't see it being Tanahashi. But yeah, and just one other comment before I let you talk about this segment is. The Bucks were basically in their hometown. They're in San Diego, they're in Southern California, and this is all they got. They got like some short interview that was, didn't really move any needles. It didn't really do anything. Like Hangman, the Dark Order and Hangman, like yelling at each other it seemed like, more of the point of the interview than it was the Young Bucks. I just wish the Bucks would have been given a little more in their hometown. What do you think?
Now, that segment, as you said, it worked its purpose. To me, it really did, because the whole point is they're mentioning to you that Kenny's out of the country. He's not in the States. And the interview, I believe it was Alex Marvez, mentions, he's like, well, there's a rumor going around that Kenny's gone back to Canada. They're like, he's not in Canada. That very much sets up, everyone's going to go, okay, he's bringing somebody from Japan. And a lot of us are saying it's Ibushi because there's no one else. He gets along with Okada. He gets along with some of the guys there, but Ibushi and him go way back. They have been friends for years. They've been teammates for years, off and on, and, we need to see the Gold Lovers again. We need to see Ibushi in AEW because he will fuck up Takeshita. And he's already come out and said it, as far as I've seen from Dark, from that, that one Twitter that always speaks out for Kota Ibushi. He's already said he does not like Takeshita. He's like, I regret even liking this guy. I don't like him anymore. He's an asshole. But the whole Dark Order thing, I am sick and tired. I've said this many times. I'm sick and tired of just seeing the Dark Order only being relegated to being Hangman Page's friends that he remembers in the aftermath. That he remembers exists like later on. He's like, oh yeah, that's right. I forgot. You guys actually are real. Huh. Well, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna go somewhere else. Nice seeing you guys again. Though, fuck off until I need someone to get their asses beat while I'm champion, or I just need someone to get their asses beat to set up my feud. Right. Back to something else. Move him as turn him heel. I know they don't want to turn heel because Brody Lee passed away, but come the fuck on. Enough time's passed. I hate to say it. Enough time has passed. We're in 2023. They need to do something with Dark Order. Can't just keep on them, being a comedy act, making them a joke. Tony Khan, please do something with that faction. They are all fantastic, tremendous wrestlers. Give them a push. Turn them heel. Give them a new leader, or make Evil Uno the new leader. Something.
Is negative 1 18 yet?
No, we are very much far away from negative 1 being 18. So,
all right. The next segment was Juice Robinson and Jay White came out for an interview. They put their arm around Tony Schiavone. I just thought that was kind of weird. Like, Jay White was leaning all over Schiavone the entire interview. I didn't really get the point of that, but the other thing, and this is kind of going to be, I guess, nitpicky or trivial on my part, but one of the things that made the Bullet Club cool was they color coordinated. They wore black with white letters, white symbols, white highlights. Jay White comes out wearing the new Bullet Club gold shirt, which is fucking badass. Like, this shirt is awesome. I definitely want it. You got the traditional black Bullet Club shirt with this shiny gold lettering, this shiny gold logo on it. It looks really cool. But then on top of that black and gold shirt, he's wearing like this track jacket, which is black with like an off-white stripe. And then Juice is looking like a clown with neon green pants and like a shirt with like green, one of his shirts. Why can't they color coordinate? You want to sell merch, color coordinate. At least look like a team when you come out there together, especially if you're working on a faction. Like, I mean, how much cooler do the Outcasts look now, with all of them wearing green? Like, they look like a cool faction because they're all wearing the right stuff. So anyhow, I hope that they can up their gear a little bit to look like a true faction. So FTR comes out, they call out FTR, they're taking shots at FTR. FTR comes out, Juice loaded up with a handful of quarters, smashes FTR bald in the face, and then, they're beating the crap out of him, and Ricky Starks comes out for the save. So, a couple questions here is, it's 3-on-2, so Bullet Club's going to need some support. Who's that going to be with Forbidden Door coming up? Also, are Juice and White going to get a tag title shot? What do you think's going on here?
So I want to address the whole, thing that you mentioned with them putting their arms around Tony Schiavone. To me, it gave me a little. Now I'm thinking about it. I didn't think about it yesterday, but now I'm thinking about it today after you said that. I was like, didn't Nash and Hall do that when they first made their appearance together in WCW? Because I remember one of them putting their hands on Bischoff. I think they patted him on the back or something like that. I mean, it's not the same thing, but either way, it's still, that's what I first thought of. But,
yeah, I don't remember specifically, but yeah, I guess I sort of remember them doing that. I think you might be right.
Yeah, and with the outfit thing, I wasn't like really paying too much attention about it, but I was like, okay, so they called FTR a bunch of dumb Southerners, like, oh yeah, Ricky, you have no friends. Who are your friends? And FTR comes out, they confront him, and they're like, well, we know you want to join Bullet Club Gold, and then socks Dax right in the mouth with the quarters, and then out comes Wish.com Rock Ricky Starks coming out with a chair, and I hate to say this. I gotta say this too because I said this last night. It's like, okay, so two guys are scared of a fucking chair. One of them could turn around and take down the guy that's running out the fucking chair and beat the shit out of him. Not that hard. That's like a common thing in pro wrestling at this point. 1,000
Right.
freaking guys will surround a few people. One person runs out with a weapon and everybody fucking scatters. I'm like, okay, all of you guys could turn around and take that one guy down and beat the shit out of him and take the chair and put his head through it.
For
That's
sure.
not that hard.
I mean,
But-
the only time it's really justified is when Riho comes out with a pipe. When that happens, you know you got to get the fuck out of there or you're done.
Yeah. Or when Dustin Rhodes like comes hobbling down as slow as possible with a weapon too.
I think right. I think the worst one was I forget who all was in the ring, but Jarrett, Lethal, Satnam Singh, and I think Sanjay were out there beating up someone. And Hook's music hit, and Hook's come out, and like the whole faction scatters. There's like, wait a minute. You know, Satnam Singh is running out of the ring because Hook is coming out, and he's with 3 other guys. It's like
Because they always do that. It's been a common spot in wrestling for years. I'm like, okay, why must we make every single last professional wrestler and referee be total morons, be total cowards? Like, I really hate the whole cowardice heel thing. We need a heel that's not gonna run from everybody when they have a fucking weapon that's gonna beat him down. But anyways, who I think is gonna join Bullet Club Gold is going to be the same person who was ousted by David Finlay from the actual Bullet Club, El Phantasmo. I think he did talk about it during an interview real recently when he was, talking about his match, hyping his match with David Finlay. I do believe he did talk about Bullet Club Gold. So, and I called this like weeks ago. I called it not months ago. I called it a month ago. At least when Jay White was supposed to be coming over, when everyone's like, okay, where's Jay White? Who's he going with? I was like, Jay White and El Phantasmo are going to show up in AEW. They're going to join forces with Juice Robinson, and they're going to have their own Bullet Club. And it seems like it's going to happen.
on
NBAK.
Sunday at Dominion, Finlay is defending the never openweight title against Phantasmo. So maybe Phantasmo comes out with a Bullet Club Gold shirt on. Maybe you're right.
I'm about to say, like I said, NBAK.
All right. And a couple other options. It could be David Finlay. He could use some exposure in the U.S. because he hasn't had much. Kenta, now would be a good time to get Kenta involved, especially Kenta called out Punk on Twitter, said he wasn't doing anything on June 17th. Clark Connors could also be involved. And then you have the House of Torture with Evil, Sho, and Takahashi, but Tony didn't use them at all last year, so I'm not sure if he just doesn't like those guys, but it seems like that would be kind of a last resort with House of Torture getting involved with Bullet Club Gold. But yeah, I like your pick that it's going to be Phantasmo.
Now, Jay, I will comment about the whole David Finlay thing. I don't think it's going to be David Finlay because while Juice Robinson still is in, main Bullet Club, remember, it was David Finlay that threw out Jay White. He's the one that attacked Jay White, and he took over the position as leader of Bullet Club. And that was also with the help of Gato. Gato, who was Jay White's manager for the longest time, helped him do that. He's now sitting there saying, we need a rebel to lead us. We need a rebellious guy to lead us. And not just like some little bitch who's going to lose with ease. We need somebody that's a rebel. So I don't think it's going to be David Finlay, and I don't think it's going to be Clark Connors. Kenta, maybe. But it's definitely going to be El Phantasmo because El Phantasmo has not been thrilled with David Finlay taking over Bullet Club. So I think he's going to join Bullet Club Gold because it seems to be its own thing, with just only the one common factor. Sorry, the one common factor is Juice White, not Juice White, Juice Robinson.
There we go.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. I think
before I mess up. Again.
Yeah. We'll see if we'll never bet against Krillin holds true once again, and it always has. Krillin has never been wrong. So.
Yep.
All right. After that, we had the big Tony Khan, the announcement about the announcement. June 17th in Chicago. Guess what? CM Punk is back. What did you think of that announcement? Were you surprised?
No one was surprised. It's just like when CM Punk made his debut in 2021. No one was shocked. It'd been rumored for years. Hey, guys, guess who's going to be possibly coming to AEW? CM Punk. And then, they teased it. They're going to be in Chicago for a second episode of Rampage, the first dance, and then CM Punk comes out, which I did freak out about, but I was like, okay, cool. And I high-fived my dad afterwards. But what I didn't notice is there was a mixed reaction. I only just heard the cheers. But everyone is saying that there was a mixed reaction. There was one half of the people cheering, one half of the people were booing. So it seems as though people are just sick of CM Punk shit. They're like, okay, look, dude, if you're giving you chance after chance and you just cannot grow the fuck up and act your damn age, we're done. And I do have to agree with
Yeah,
that.
I think if I definitely heard it was mixed. I'm going to say 60-40. I've seen some people saying it was 80% cheers, 20% boos. I'm going to say it sounded like 60-40 on my TV. I watched one clip that someone took from the crowd, and I thought it was about 60-40. So yeah, there was a lot of cheers, there was a lot of boos. Certainly, it was no surprise. I'm glad that Tony Khan was able to work out the whole Ace Steel thing that Punk all the promotional materials had to be pulled because Punk was going to back out. Blah blah blah. I'm glad we're past that. And hey, we got a second show. CM Punk is apparently going to be headlining, and it's going to be real interesting to see what happens here. You're separating Punk and the Elite. How is that going to work at the next pay-per-view? Is Punk going to fight Kenta at Forbidden Door? I'm going to guess Punk is not going to be at Forbidden Door. I think his next show will probably be the All In might be his first big match. But again, I would expect him to be wrestling on Collision too. What are your thoughts on Punk's next steps?
I really don't know for sure. So I mean, maybe he starts wrestling Collision, maybe he doesn't. I have no idea because we can't just keep on having him out there for like 2 months until All In going, I'm back, and then doing absolutely nothing. Cutting promos and just walking around, jumping the crowd, and tearing his fucking knee again, or
Right.
tearing up his ankle, not his knee, tearing up his ankle. We don't need that again. Punk, stay out of the crowd. I know you got like really hyped up because like, holy shit, I'm back in wrestling. This is like the first time I've been in wrestling in years, so let me jump the barricade and hop into the fans and crowd surf like a tiny bit. So what I think is probably gonna end up having him work with a few people. There's a rumor that he's supposed to be feuding against Samoa Joe, and I think that one's gonna be a big time callback to their ROH days where they were feuding against each other, and it was such a big feud that they created an entire pay-per-view about it called Joe versus Punk 2. And remember, as far as I've heard, because I wasn't really old enough to watch ROH, Punk never beat Joe once during that whole feud. It was all Joe. So maybe Punk wants his licks back. Maybe Punk wants his win back. I don't know. He's gonna pull a Hulk Hogan and go, all right, brother, we're gonna do business, and you're gonna have to lose to me, all right? So yeah, no, I definitely think he's probably going to wrestle on Collision, have a feud with, Samoa Joe, and maybe we'll see what else happens. Possibly going to work with the Elite. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm checking Cage Match, and it looks like CM Punk has never beat Samoa Joe. So I guess that could be the whole
Faces of the feud.
Yeah, it looks like so. Yeah, Joe beats Punk at some FWA International Showdown. Joe beats Punk at ROH All-Star Extravaganza. Joe beats Punk at they went to a 60-minute time limit at Joe vs. Punk 2. Wow, that had to be annoying. If you pay for the pay-per-view and it's titled after two guys who go to a time limit.
A lot in other places, so.
And then hold on one sec.
Yeah.
So Joe and Punk formed a tag team called the New Dawn and went up against Colt Cabana and Salvatore Rinaro. I'm not sure who that is. I should probably know who that is, but I don't. So anyhow,
Okay, would we know?
We're wandering into cage match lists, but yeah, I Punk versus Joe has been rumored, and it makes sense due to their history. Jericho and Punk has been rumored too. I'm not sure that I'm ready for a Jericho versus Punk program. I think the Joe program would probably be more interesting than Jericho versus Punk. But yeah, off we go. Collision, June 17th, 2.5 weeks away.
Yeah. All right, and then into the triple threat match between Big Bill, Trent Beretta, and Swerve Strickland with, I do believe they said, with international title ramifications here, right? What Tony Khan said?
Yes.
So,
Yep.
do you want to go first on giving your thoughts on this match?
I loved the match for a couple reasons. I thought it was nice to see, basically what happened in the Battle Royal carried over to a match on Dynamite. Bill, Swerve, and Trent all had heat on each other because of the Battle Royal, and it was just cool to see them come over and have a no gimmick triple threat match with nobody running in, no interference. It was just three guys having a decent match. Big Bill looked great again. I thought he followed up his Battle Royal performance with another great performance in this match. The crowd was popping for him. You had to love the double superplex they did on Bill. Swerve ended up winning. His match is booked with Orange for next week. So that's going to be an incredible match. I wonder how high into the 4 stars that one will go. I think Orange and Swerve could deliver a 5-star match. We'll see what happens. How about you?
So with this, I have to agree with you on a lot of things. This match was great. It's fantastic. Nobody went running out because a lot of things get overbooked these days where you have to have interference after interference after interference after interference. We need matches that are actually just get go. We need guys to actually wrestle, not just like, okay, yeah, hey, so here comes Lee Moriarty with a baseball bat. Here comes Trump Beretta chasing after him with a knife, and he's gonna stab him back. Oh, he just stabbed him back. Pretty much that kind of thing,
Right.
And Big Bill, he's improving a lot more than what he used to do in WWE, doing the whole, he's 7 foot tall and you can't teach
that.
Yeah, he needs to move on from that, and he did. He hit the independent scene. It got clean thanks to DDP. It went to Impact Wrestling, rebuilt himself there, and then came to AEW last year to take on Wardlow, and now look where he is. He's in AEW, and he's gonna be a big star. Honestly, I really do think he will be because the guy's gotten a lot better in the ring. He's not boring. He's not bland. Well, we don't also hear him on the mics, so that's actually a good thing. Trent Beretta did what he normally does. Swerve Strickland did the same thing. And I really didn't think they were going to go for a double chokeslam off the top rope, and then they reversed it into a double suplex. And then Swerve, got the pin, and Swerve's looking really good with the embassy, the Mogul Embassy. I do believe that is what it's called now, the Mogul Embassy. But I cannot wait to see Swerve Strickland versus Orange Cassidy because we have seen Orange Cassidy defend that title fantastically in so many great matches. And I think Swerve versus Orange Cassidy is going to be another fantastic match. And hopefully, Orange Cassidy will retain because Cassidy has been carrying that fucking title ever since he won it. That title is now second to the AEW World title, and it's amazing.
So, put your end back on the line. Who is Swerve going to win the title next week, or will Orange retain?
I think Orange will retain. I mean, AEW could shock us. They're not really very predictable at times. People will try to say, oh, yeah, they're pretty predictable. Like, not really. Because you could go, like, one or two ways. I thought that, with here's an example, with Jericho versus Adam Cole, I thought that match was going to be bloody. I had a friend come over. I was like, yeah, this match is going to be bloody. It's unsanctioned. It's a blood feud. I explained what the hell happened. I was like, what the fuck? This sucks. This is like a very bland no DQ match. It's like a WWE no DQ match. It was boring. It sucked. Yeah, Jericho got hit in the fucking ribs with, with the kendo stick. He got busted on the side. His side was like all bruised up, but it was boring. And that's just it. We don't need any boring matches. We need matches that are, actually unpredictable. AEW doesn't need to be WWE 2.0 in being predictable. So I'm happy that they're unpredictable a lot at times. Sometimes you can predict them. Most of the time, you cannot. And that's what I love about AEW.
All right, moving on to the next segment. The Acclaimed came out. They want the Trios title. House of Black wasn't on because, they've been on TV in the last couple of weeks and they probably won't be on for a while. Although with Collision coming up, I think we will see House of Black every week, or at least some of them every week. This was pretty uneventful. I guess we're going to get a rematch with the Acclaimed and House of Black. Any thoughts?
I said this to my friend on Sunday, and also my dad said this too. I didn't want the Acclaim to win. House of Black has been a dominant force. I mean, come on, we just got the open house rules match made weeks ago. They don't need to be losing to the Acclaimed and Billy Gunn. And it's nothing against either of them. The Acclaim is a great tag team. Do I think that they should have been the ones to take the tag titles off of the Guns, or do I think they should have lost the tag titles with the Guns? Yeah, because the Guns fucking suck, and their dad is being smart by aligning himself with a younger tag team compared to his partner who's over at WWE, reliving the same fucking thing over and over and over again. Billy's moving forward with his career and looking at the future, and I think last night I thought they were gonna lose Daddy Ass. I thought that Billy Gunn was going to turn on them. I was sitting there telling my dad, it's like, okay, he's going to turn on them. He's probably pissed off. He's going to be like, this is all your fucking faults for losing. Maybe if you guys would stop, rapping and stop doing dumb stuff, you would actually win tag titles. But no, instead, I was like, okay, I'm glad I'm wrong because this actually works. Billy Gunn as Daddy Ass with the Acclaimed works. It's a great ass unit. But it does look like they're going to do a rematch, as much as I don't really want to see a rematch. But they're going to do it anyway. So let's just see what could be their, the dealer's choice for them. Are they going to actually do one, or are they just going to go, nope, no dealer's choice. You get it. That's not ours.
Right. All right. I guess we'll have to hold our breath on that one. Up next was possibly the most nuclear heat ever in AEW. I do not think there was a segment in AEW where someone was booed as much as Don Callis was last night. First off, props to San Diego for hating on Don Callis. Second, props to Don Callis for getting the fans to hate him and to expend so much energy booing him. I love Don Callis. I think he's great. I went to a meet and greet and he was there. I talked to him. Like, the guy is brilliant. I just love to see him at this position, and some people say, oh, well, it took Don Callis 30 years to get over. And it's like, hey, Don Callis never had an opportunity to be with the top talent like he has right now. And he's made the most of it. And he looks great. Like, he is an incredible heel. And, also, Takeshita coming out. This is just an incredible opportunity for Takeshita as a heel to do some special stuff with the crowd in the palm of the hand like it is now. And I think my favorite part from the interview was when Callis says Takeshita is better than Riki Dozan, which is that's sacrilege since he was the father of pure wrestling in Japan. He says he's better than Antonio Inoki, and for some reason Callis pronounced it Onoki. I don't know if that was an inside joke or something. Then he mentions Akira Maeda, he mentions Keiji Muto, Okada, and then finally Kenny Omega. And after that, Takeshita got on the mic and started speaking in Japanese, switching between Japanese and English, talking trash, and man, was that crowd hot. What were your thoughts?
I'm going to compare that crowd to my bedroom right now because my room is absolutely burning. So it's like, essentially, it's just like that. But
right.
My dad, during that segment, he looked at me. I know I reference my dad a lot because he's a wrestling fan. He's been a long-time wrestling fan. This is the reason why I watch pro wrestling. My dad looked at me, actually compared Don Callis to Paul Heyman. He's like, he's AEW's Paul Heyman because he can get fans to hate him so badly that where they want to cross the barricade and they want to fucking kill him. He's got that old school nuclear heat, and that's what's fantastic about Don Callis. And then put in like his words, to talk as him like really quick, because I do those voices. Kenny Omega, I made you, Kenny Omega. You would be nothing without me, Kenny Omega. You don't understand that, Kenny. It was tremendous. He's pointing out, it's like, I got this match for you because if I do remember, if I am right, which I'm pretty sure I am, it was actually Don Callis that did come to Jericho about the match with Kenny Omega for New Japan, and then that's how the heck we ended up getting Jericho to leave WWE, go to New Japan, because like, holy shit, what the hell? And Konosuke Takeshita, this is something that he needs. We don't need another, smiling baby face who gets his ass whipped every single match, and every big match he's in, he gets beaten. Konosuke Takeshita is going to end up turning this into a fantastic opportunity. It is a fantastic opportunity for him, and I think he's going to actually see it through, and I think he's going to do wonders with Don Callis. Don Callis is going to do wonders for him. So yeah, I want to see Konosuke Takeshita succeed as a heel. I did predict this a while back. I remember you guys, I don't remember, I think you guys might have actually been against that because you guys like, I don't know. I can't see Takeshita being a heel. I don't think he'll ever turn heel. And then, boom, it happened. For not Forbidden Door. I don't know why we've been talking about that so much. Double or Nothing. It happens. I thought it was going to happen after the cage match. I was wrong about that one. Rare. But I did say that Don Callis was going to turn on Kenny Omega that night because he wasn't at the commentary table, and it happened. So yeah,
Yep.
Don Callis got nuclear fucking heat. So that's amazing. Don Callis had an entire crowd just completely booing him. Nobody was cheering for him. I saw a sign in the crowd that said, "Don Callis is a worm," and he had his head put his head on the worm's body. That was
Callis did acknowledge that sign. The last segment I can remember where I saw so much heat was I think it was Raw. I don't know why I was watching. I think it was Raw or SmackDown in Seattle, and Elias came out with Kevin Owens, and Elias started shitting on Seattle, and it was I think it was louder than what we got in San Diego last night. And he was just like taking shots at the local sports teams. He was talking about the Seattle Supersonics not being there anymore. And Kevin Owens was just kind of sitting there like, I don't know anything about sports, so just keep going, Elias. And it was crazy. But now I want to look at those two segments up and compare them to see which one had more nuclear heat. But
I was going to point out the last one I saw with that much heat was the night after WrestleMania 33 when Roman Reigns had beat Undertaker, and the fans would not let him speak that entire time. Every second, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Roman. And I was like, God damn, they are so pissed that he won that match. I was pissed he won the match, like, being shoved down our throats. And even now, I know people are so like, oh my God, he's a heel. It's like, who gives a shit? He still fucking sucks. I'm not a Roman Reigns fan. I've never have been. I was when he was in the Shield. I will correct myself. I was when he was in Shield. But when he split off, and they started fucking trying to force him down our throats, I was like, okay, this he's annoying. He sucks. He can't really wrestle. He can't do this. Can't do that. He has an entire fucking team. For years, his cousins, the Usos, have been carrying him. And he still got nuclear heat that night. And the only thing he said was, this is my yard now. And that was it. Because that was the only word the fans would even let him get in at all. So yeah,
great stuff from him as usual.
Yeah.
So are Takeshita and Callis and the BCC or not? Who is Takeshita gonna fight at Forbidden Door? Are we gonna get a matchup here? Like, I don't know if they bring in another team for the Bucks and Hangman to fight that tags with Takeshita, since the BCC might be busy fighting New Japan people. Mox might be fighting Okada. Claudio might be fighting. I forget who I said. Orange. No. I forget who Claudio might be pairing up with, but maybe Shibata. Hell, that would be a hell of a match.
Yeah.
But yeah, just not sure what Takeshita's gonna look like going into Forbidden Door, or if he'll even be on the card. But yeah, curious to see where they go with this. I mean, you got to think Takeshita's going to team up with BCC. I mean, it's the only thing that makes immediate sense for All In. So.
You mentioned Shibata, and it just made me think. I think actually the better pairing, not Claudio versus Shibata, but Danielson versus Shibata.
That would be a hell of a match too.
Yeah, because both guys are fucking phenomenal workers. They can wrestle the hell out of each other, and that'd be amazing to see.
Yeah, I hope they would ban the Shibata headbutt for that match. We just don't need to see it between those two.
Yeah, we don't need to see Danielson doing like any brutal headbutts to Shibata because we don't need to see it. It's just that'd be too bad.
Or Shibata doing the most brutal headbutt ever in wrestling history, like he did to Okada.
I was gonna say, didn't he stop doing that after that, or is he still doing it?
Well, yeah. I mean, I haven't seen him use that headbutt since he's only wrestled a few matches since that happened. But yeah, I mean, he was lucky to be alive after that match. So.
Yeah, exactly.
And after that headbutt, which is what a lot of people think is what caused the brain hemorrhage. Yeah, if you haven't seen that clip, look up just Shibata headbutt, and you'll see why he's had injuries. Yeah, headbutting people for real with the top of his head, so it gets color, and doesn't hurt his opponent, but it hurts him. And yeah, it hurt him bad. So
I've seen that video. I think I've seen a video of Shibata. That's why I was like, oh, okay, that one makes sense because I found his video last year with some Japanese guy. I didn't know who it was. And he headbutted the guy. He headbutted this blonde guy, and he started bleeding out of the top of his head. I was like, holy fuck, what the hell?
Yeah, that was probably the Okada spot. If you haven't seen that match, the Okada Shibata, it's one of the top, if not the top rated match on Cage Match. It's unbelievable.
Got it. I'll check it
But
out
yeah,
sometime.
Shibata has used that headbutt and forced and given himself color from it multiple times. So yeah, I don't think we'll see that, especially against Brian. But yeah, there's a lot of good potential matchups. So moving on, Darby and Orange Cassidy versus the Gates of Embassy.
Agony, not Embassy. That's a
Gates
that's
of
a different
Agony.
name. Yeah, the
All
Gates of
right,
Embassy. That's their new name. New name
there
now.
we
I
go.
can't even speak either. So don't feel bad. I can't speak either.
All right. What was your thought on this one?
This was a great match because you put two small guys up against two fucking monsters, and they decimated them. That's what my dad was talking about last night too. And I was sitting there looking. I was like, I think Toa Leona is Simone. I was like, yeah, Toa Leona is Simone. He's like, is he? I got up and I looked him up, and I'm like, yeah, he is Samoan of Samoan descent and Puerto Rican descent. I'm like, it makes sense because look at the fucking size of him. A lot of Samoans in pro wrestling are monsters. They are beasts. They
Yep.
are big ass dudes. And he's a big ass dude. And I do have to agree. I'm putting this as my spot of the week. I agree with Cosmic Scott on this one. That spot with Darby Allin when he was diving off the ropes backwards, and Toa Leona came in and boom, knocked his ass down. I'm about to play the clip right now. Yeah, he turns down. He kicks Khan, goes flying back, and then boom, just gets hit with the pounce. That was just brutal. That was vicious. That was crazy. Because Darby Allin didn't even see it coming, and it just fucking happens, and wham! He just pounces his ass, knocks him down, and Darby's out, and then, Khan goes running over and takes down Orange Cassidy. So that is what I think should be the spot of the week, because that was just tremendous. There's probably a lot of other things in this match. I cannot remember a lot of them, but I do know that match was great for Orange Cassidy and Darby Allin, showcase themselves and have them, be the typical small man, especially Darby Allin, because he fits in that role very well of having the fuck beat out of him by massive, monstrous dudes who can knock his fucking block off, and then he gets back up and he continues wrestling, and then eventually beats him somehow. So that was what I feel about the match.
Gates of Agony looked good. It was a beatdown. It was a tremendous beatdown, a very one-sided matchup. Just a lot of nasty spots, a lot of big bumps that Orange and Darby worked. And they were beating him down so bad. I was like, are Darby and Orange is Darby gonna lose here? Because Orange isn't taking the pin, but man, they are getting beat down. But yeah, they ended up with the great comeback, popping the crowd and getting the win. Sting ended up making the save. So good to see Sting back on TV. It's been a while. Any final thoughts on this one? This also helps set up Swerve versus OC for next week.
It was nice Sting because I'm a Stinger. I've always been one when he debuted back in December 2020, 2020, not 2000. In 2020, when he debuted, I freaked the fuck out. I almost lost my voice because I was screaming so hard. I was like, "Oh my god, it's Sting!" But louder than this, because I've always been a Stinger ever since I was a little kid. I dressed up as him for Halloween one year. So I like the fact that Sting's back, and he's not always on TV with Darby. He doesn't always have to be right there holding Darby's hand, like how you get Arn Anderson now. He's essentially holding Wardlow's hand. You had Christian there for like a little while. He's holding Jungle Boy's hand. You had Cody Rhodes not really holding MJF's hand. It's nice having these vets helping these wrestlers out, but you can't always be out there with them. And that's especially Arn Anderson's out there with his son. Look at what Taz is doing with Hook. Hook is out there by himself every week. Taz is nowhere near him. He's he's up on the stage calling the match because he has confidence in his son. And in this case, Sting has confidence in Darby Allin. He's like, I think Darby can do it. Darby's time is now. My time, I've already had my time, so I'm just gonna stay back. He gets to be at home with his family. He doesn't have to be on the road 24/7. Stress himself out, destroy his body and whatnot. So yeah, that's my final thought on this. It's nice seeing Sting back. And it definitely does set up for next week.
All right. Next segment was Drilistico and Preston Vance with Jose the assistant going after Hook, and Jungle Boy makes a save. So it looks like we're going to have Jungle Hook going against Drilistico in 10.
Yep. Looks like it. Now, what Jose said last night was honestly, to me, it was stupid. He's like, we're never on TV. We don't get our chance to, like, you've been on TV a lot lately. If it's not Roosh, it's Jalisco, and if it's not Jalisco, then it's Preston Vance. Vance, like, trying to figure out how can I actually wrestle still, because he's still a little bit green to me. Still looks the same. I'm like, this time all he is doing is, like, he's become a heel, he's taken off the mask, and he's changed up his pants. And now, he calls himself Perro Peligroso. And, I think that translates to the dog in Spanish, or don't quote me on this, I don't know. But either way, it's still like the same thing. They're still on TV a lot. And he's like, well, we never get our time. You get your time. I'm like, Hook doesn't really appear on TV that much anymore. Hook comes in like every so often. He hasn't really had a singles match in a long time. It's been, he's been teaming up with the Hardy Boys lately. He hasn't really done a lot. So it's kind of stupid to say, well, hey, Hook, you get all this TV time. We get nothing. So we're coming to take some TV time from you. I'm like, that sounds very WWE-ish with that. And Jungle Boy coming out to make the save with the steel chair again, back to the point. This time, instead of actually, just scaring him off the chair, he actually hits him with the fucking chair. And then chases Jose, the assistant, into the ring. Jose runs into Hook. Hook picks him up and slams him down to the ground. And, they fist bump. Honestly, I don't know why, but I kind of was thinking, Jungle Boy's going to smack Hook with the fucking chair, isn't he? I was like, okay, I'm wrong. Because Jungle Boy's,
that would have been great.
Yeah, Jungle Boy's, good little boy. He's not going to hit anyone with weapons. He's not going to be a heel. He's a good little boy. He's a good little face. So, yeah, he's not going to do that. Oh, we actually did forget something. The MJF video package. So,
I don't even remember the MJF video package.
I remember it. It's him,
Fill us all in.
Yeah, I remember it, so I'll cover that part. So, with that, it's pretty much him talking about, I'm like this fantastic wrestler. I'm the greatest wrestler of all time. I've beaten everybody there's beat. I'm like, you haven't beaten anybody, really. You've beaten like 5. No, not 5. You've 5 dudes since you've been champion. He's like, I'm bored. Give me more competition. You've beaten 5 guys since you've been champion. You've defended that fucking title like 3 times. You haven't really beaten anybody. I know he's being like, the stereotypical heel. Oh, yeah, I'm bored. I have no competition. Get me more competition. I'm going to go elsewhere. He beat Ricky Starks. He beat Bryan Danielson. The whole Kenosuke catch that thing, that was an actual title defense. As what do they call it again? What is that thing that, I'm blanking the name. Oh, yeah, the title eliminator. They had a title eliminator with Kenosuke Takeshita. He didn't win, so he didn't get the challenge for the title. And then, on Sunday, he beat Darby Allin and MJF. He is MJF. He beat Darby Allin, Jungle Boy, and Sammy Guevara. And now he's all like, well, I'm out of competition. I'm like, you haven't wrestled everybody, dude. You've wrestled the bare minimum. And my dad looked at me and he went, he's going to wrestle Punk. I'm like, yeah, I think so too. He's probably going to wrestle Punk. And hopefully Punk will put him over, but they might end up ending his reign and putting the title on CM Punk instead. So
yeah, I'd hate to see that. I think that would be, at least for me, I think that would be one of the worst things that has happened in AEW if they put the title on Punk. He was given his chance to hold the title. He couldn't stay healthy twice. He threw the whole organization under the bus, went into business for himself, and was more unprofessional than anyone has ever been in the history of the business. And you're going to give him the title. You're going to bury MJF for him. I mean, he's just going to fucking get hurt again or quit when someone looks at him the wrong way. So I'm fine with Punk coming back. I don't have a lot of faith he's going to be a consistent performer, or that this next run I don't think we're going to get a full summer of Punk in 2023. Unless he just does interviews for the whole summer. And they keep everyone that has a mind of their own off the Collision roster, so he doesn't have to, bump in anyone that doesn't worship him. So yeah, I would hate to see that. MJF saying that he's beat everybody is, he's trolling, because he hasn't beat anyone from BCC. He hasn't beat anyone from the Elite. He's been dicking around with the Pillars and other people, but yeah, we'll see what happens there. I'm not sure. He did mention Great Khan, that he likes Great Khan, so maybe they'll team up at Forbidden Door against someone. I don't know.
He did actually, in the same sentence, he did turn around. He's like, I'm not wrestling at Forbidden Door. What the fuck? No, fuck that. They're an indie company. They've been around longer than you've actually been champion and even alive, dude. They're not an indie company. They're a big-ass Japanese company.
Right.
So, yeah.
All right, up next we had Nyla Rose against Chris Statlander, a rematch of the worst pay-per-view match in AEW history, their Revolution match, which unfortunately was because Statlander was I believe injured for that match or sick or something. But yeah, it was Statlander. There was a video package celebrating her victory over Jade. It's been a long time coming. I guess it's kind of too bad there wasn't some type of a build for Statlander to come back and beat Jade in a higher profile matchup. But you know, it is what it is. I thought Statlander looked strong. She was doing effortless nip ups in the match. I was not a huge fan of the finish. Like, Nyla was kicking Statlander's ass. You know, gave her a cannonball off the apron to the floor, gave her another cannonball against the railing, then choke slams her, and then Chris kicks out, hits a jawbreaker, and like Nyla Rose is just done. Like, she's motionless. You know, Chris has all the time in the world after that devastating jawbreaker to go up to the top and hit Nyla and beat her with a 450. Like, there was no comeback. There was no real story there. It was just an abrupt finish. I don't know if something went wrong. But yeah, Statlander won strong, and you know, Nyla Rose, I guess she's going to be off TV until someone else needs a challenger for the titles that she can job to. So, any thoughts on the match?
Now, first off, I want to say, you know, that's like typical pro wrestling 101 these days. You know, you don't have like really a comeback. Some of them do the comeback. Some of them just go, oh yeah, hey, I don't want to do a comeback. I don't know how the hell to do that. So what we're going to do is I'm going to hit you with like one single move. I'm going to take like about 20 fucking years to get up to the top rope. And then I'm going to hit my move. And then that's just it. You know, that ends the match. Now, and another thing is, I like Nyla Rose. I'm a fan of Nyla Rose. She's fucking funny as all hell on Twitter. She's a great wrestler. She's a nice person. But why do they never put her on TV that much? Why is she like... She's just like she's like Riho at this point. They bring her on TV when the heck they need somebody to be beat. Or they do that same thing with Emi Sakura. Emi Sakura and Nyla Rose have been there since day one. And they will bring them in just to have a one title match. And then they're like, okay, well, fuck off. We don't need you for now. Like, we really don't need to rely on Saraya to try to half-ass wrestle her way through the match. You know, sitting there shilling for her husband to get him, to get TV time. Trying to get her boyfriend in the company, trying to get her mom in the company, trying to get her dead grandpa in the company. We don't need that. We need more women on the women's division. We can't just keep on relying on, you know, the small few that are there that Tony Khan's like, okay, I will book you small few. The rest of you, go home. Go fuck off. Go do your own thing. Go live your life. And that's also something my dad had said. And now, you said about the whole abrupt finish. What would be really fucked up and really bad is if Chris Statlander got injured again. Because it's just like, at that point, you just kind of have to look at her and say, okay, it's not much we can really do with you. This is like your third time. If she did get injured last night, that'd be really fucking bad. That'd be terrible. I don't think she did, but if that was the case last night, then at that point, I think Tony Khan needs to just look at her and say, I can't push you anymore. I can't do anything with you because you're clearly paper at this point. You are wearing thin. You're like Kevin Nash. You are the female Kevin Nash now, which she's not. I'm just saying, you know, if that was the case last night, that'd be fucking crazy. But I don't think that was. I hope to see Statlander have a long title reign. I hope she actually has some meaningful feuds, and she takes the TBS title to the fucking top, further than what Jade Cargill really did. So,
all right. So was there another segment between that and the main event? I feel like there wasn't.
Let me look at their Twitter like really quick, because I was just looking at their Twitter, but that is my point. I do want to see Statlander thrive. I was actually happy to see Jade Cargill fight a lose. I hate to say it because Jade still needs a lot of work. She needs, and I know it was one of you guys that said that she needs to go to Japan and work there, and I do agree. I want to see her in Japan because I think that over there she could probably be, you know, they'll probably help her out big time because she's gonna have like all these different people over in AEW. Yes, she has a lot of people, but I think with her, she puts more effort into, you know, the media presence than the actual wrestling presence. She's just like, oh yeah, hey, you know, my media presence speaks for itself. I'm like, gotta put in the fucking work. You can't just keep on, you know, having like mediocre matches because you need to actually help move the division up and bring more prestige to that title. Which, you know, a lot of people are sitting there screaming, "Oh my god, you know, she brought a lot of prestige. She brought a lot of prestige. She brought every damn thing to that title. She was the queen of that title." I'm like, because she was the first person that held it. But no, there wasn't another segment between it. It just went on to Adam Cole and Britt Baker versus Chris Jericho and Saraya.
So I love the mixed tag action. I want to see more of it in AEW. There's always some great spots in these matches. It's different. There's different psychology between the men and the women fighting. Lines are crossed. Well, you see a guy do a move to a woman that you normally wouldn't see. I love the mixed tag matches, and I'd hope to see more of them. And I thought this was a good one. I thought it had some great spots. I don't think Adam Cole has, Tony's trying to push him as his top babyface. I just don't feel like the crowd's really behind Adam Cole right now. I feel like he's nowhere near where he was when he was a heel. He was getting more cheers and more pop from the crowd in his matches. But since his injury, I just feel like he hasn't been booked that great, and I don't think Jericho's doing him any favors in this feud. Jericho hit a lion salt in the match that probably got the biggest pop of the match, which was kind of interesting since, Jericho's the heel. Jericho hits a lion salt, the crowd goes crazy. They start chanting Y2J. And I think, there are two other spots that I loved in the match. Britt went to the top rope to jump on Saraya, drop an elbow or whatever, and Jericho runs out and covers Saraya so Britt can't jump on her. I mean, it's like the old Brandy Rose would run out and cover Cody, so like Jay Lethal couldn't jump on Cody or whatever. And I just thought it was hilarious that Jericho kind of copied that spot of with the roles being reversed. The other thing I loved was Britt getting the lockjaw on Jericho. I thought that was great. That was enjoyable. And Adam Cole did get a pop at the end of the match. The crowd kind of ignored his whole tuning up the band thing. But when he did set up for the boom, he did get a pop and he did get some cheers. And I think overall it was a decent match. Sheeta also, the Outcast came running out and Sheeta fought him off with the kendo stick. But it was decent. I don't think it should have been the main event of the show. I think it would have been a good opener. But I enjoyed it overall. Your thoughts?
I liked the match too. But also at the same time, as me and my dad were again talking about last night with Saraya, she needs to be retrained so badly. She needs a lot of help again. Because at one point, she was one of the best women wrestlers in the world. She takes time off because, she's injured. WWE tells her, well, hey, fuck off. We're not going to clear you. We don't want, you dying on us. She goes to Twitch, and I think that's where her mistake was. I'm not knocking her for playing Twitch, but I think with her, she actually, she accepted, okay, my career is over. I'm not going to do anything ever again. I'm never going to wrestle ever again. My career is done. I'm not going to, why bother to retrain? And then, she left WWE and she realized, wait a minute, I could go elsewhere. Let me go to AEW. And then she didn't bother to retrain. Whereas with Bryan Danielson, same situation. Danielson was still training the entire time he was injured. He came back and continued to tear the roof off the fucking place. And I want to comment also on what you mentioned earlier, the whole, Jericho covering Saraya. How I saw it, I've never seen it. Back then I wasn't really watching ROH. I was watching WWE still stupidly. But how I saw it was, when Jericho did that, that was him making fun of Adam Cole. That was him taking a shot at Adam Cole because, he's been like, for weeks, what kind of a man sits there, watches his woman get the hell beaten out of her, and does nothing about it? What kind of man does that? That's how I saw it last night. I saw him going, okay, hey, I'm protecting my partner. I'm keeping her safe. I'm going to take all the brunt of the impact. She's going to be fine. That's how I saw it as. And Adam Cole, it's another one of those situations where, person gets injured, they come back, they want to make him into a baby face because, well, we weren't ever expecting you to come back and wrestle because, some horrendous injury happened to you, and we were never expecting you to ever be able to wrestle again. So we're going to make you into a baby face because, it's a miracle that you're even back. Adam Cole is a good wrestler. He gets the fans hyped behind him, but I've seen some moments where when he's hitting you, it looks so weak compared to, like, Jericho. Jericho's hitting him, it looks good. Adam Cole's hitting him, it looks, like, slow, dull, boring. I'm also kind of wondering, too, if maybe the reason why Adam Cole versus Jericho the other night sucked is Adam Cole might not want to bleed. And if that's the case, then don't book them in an unsanctioned match. I don't know if this feud is over. I'm hoping that maybe it might be over because they had like a dumb build to it. Adam Cole comes out after Jericho comes out after Adam Cole's match to stare each other down, vice versa, and then they finally actually have in like some sort of story, and then eventually they bring in Sabu, waste time with him being there for no reason, just to do like a slip spot where he slips off the fucking top rope and puts somebody through a table, and then goes backstage. So that completely rendered him useless being there. But I also did like the last night with that match, going back to that instead, focusing on Double or Nothing. I liked the the Lockjaw and Jericho. I liked that one too. And I don't know why Adam Cole tried to do the whole tuning up the band thing. I know he's paying homage to Shawn Michaels, but it doesn't work. It only works for Shawn Michaels. And I do want to see more not mixed intergender matches in AEW, mixed tag matches, because that would actually be an interesting dynamic. Seeing Britt Baker actually fighting Chris Jericho, or Adam Cole actually fighting Saraya, instead of like them doing like the whole WWE thing of, well, hey, the man's in the ring, you gotta get the hell out. You're not allowed to actually fight. But yeah, it was an overall decent match. Should have been the main event, should have been the opener, or shouldn't have happened at all. And one last thing to add on this, what I thought was funny as hell was Jericho's tantrum after the match when they lost. He threw the chair in the ring, hit the chair against the turnbuckle, and then also threw the ring bell in there. When he also threw the chair, Adam Cole did catch it after it bounced. So yeah, decent match.
So I put in the chat room, I put a link to it was Cody versus Nick Aldis at All In. And 1920 is the spot where Brandy covers Cody, and I've seen that spot in the past many times, where the woman covers up the guy to protect him because she thinks the baby face won't drop the elbow on her. But it's a pretty good spot in the Aldis versus Cody match from All In, the original All In back in 2018.
You mean the match where Cody Rhodes makes Nick Aldis hand over the NWA title so he could say, "Me and my daddy have held the title. Have both held the title."
That was a match. Watch that match though, man. The crowd was so hot for that match. It was awesome. It was a great moment. So for Rampage, we got some. We actually have a decent Rampage card that I'm looking forward to watching. We got Vikingo versus Dralistico versus Commander Commando for the AAA Mega title. We got Shibata versus Moriarty, as we mentioned earlier. We got Willow versus Emi Sakura, and Zack Sabre Jr. is taking on Action Andretti. So be sure to tune in to Rampage on Friday night. Any last thoughts before we close this down?
Nothing at all, but of course, as always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to our channel, and when you join our Discord, the password is JJ for life, since Cosmic is not here to, say that. And also, always remember this too, NBAK. And also, if you join, you might be able to do an Outfact Killing It Krillin to see how much wrestling history you know, and that would actually be something fun to do with people. See how much do they know compared to me. Because there are a lot of people, I don't think there's a lot of people nowadays that have as much knowledge as a lot of the people that aren't out of the business, or somebody like me. Remember, JJ Fleff, that's the password to join the Discord. Also check out the website, share this, comment, subscribe, everything in between. And always remember, NBAK, because I'm almost always right. Not almost always, I am always right.
And one last thing from me is with Fight Forever coming out soon and pre-orders being available for the Elite version. There's a bunch of copies floating around right now that AEW has allowed for people to promote it. A lot of exciting YouTube videos, crazy shit happening with skateboards in Fight Forever. Feel free to join our community. We're going to be holding tournaments. We're going to be doing all kinds of stuff around Fight Forever. That's really the game that brought the Elite Mark Order together. So feel free to stop in our Discord and join up with us. We're always looking for more people to talk about AEW with, and to get involved in some tournaments and stuff we're going to do for Fight Forever. And that's going to wrap it up for tonight. Thank you, Krill. Scott, I hope you feel better. And JJ for life.
Same here. JJ for life.